Hello everyone and welcome to our day 26 of SLC Lockdown Countdown. My name is Maria and today our special guest is Alison Murphy, Commercial and Product Manager at If Only. Hello Alison, how are you?
Hi Maria, I'm good, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Oh, thank you so much for joining us. It's a real pleasure. Well, straight into the question, would you be able to tell us a little bit more about how If Only has had to adapt over 2020 and what is 2021 looking like for you?
So I think obviously, as with anybody in the industry, this year it's been a challenge and there's been lots of new things thrown at us that we've had to overcome. Obviously, the initial one being not being in the office and working from home and not having that kind of team collaboration that you would normally have from seeing everybody in the office day to day. I think as a business, we've managed to handle that really, really well. In fact, if anything, I would say despite the physical distance, we're probably working closer than we ever have done. Obviously, through technology with Zoom and phone calls and everything, we can keep in touch with our teams all the time, and it's so important, I think, when you don't have that face-to-face interaction to make sure that you are really utilising all of these different ways of keeping in touch and keeping on top of what's going on. I think as a business, we have more than ever become really, really reactive to the day-to-day and to all of the situations that we've had to deal with over the past 8 months or so. We've really realised that 2020 is not a year that's enabled us to particularly plan ahead. So we really just have to take every day and week as it comes and make sure that we are doing all we can as a tour operator to support our agent partners, our clients, and obviously our suppliers and our hotel partners. I think Thursday nights has become a bit of a lottery to wait and see what's going to get added to the travel corridor, and any changes that are made at that point, we want to make sure that from the Thursday night right into Friday morning, we're picking that up. We're putting out anything that's going to be useful for our agent partners with those changes, whether that's updates on borders and what that means for their clients, whether it's closures, whether it's openings. If it is openings, we want to make sure that we've got really strong offers in place that our agent can pick up on and can utilise, and it's just a constantly changing situation, which as a team we really need to make sure that we're more on top of than we ever have been. I think for 2021, again, round about this time, we would normally have just had WTM, we would be planning ahead, we would be looking at what our marketing strategy was going to be for the year ahead. So obviously a bit harder to do that. But what we can do is look at the destinations that we are starting to see demand come back for. We're really pleased to see that there definitely is demand out there for travel. Indian Ocean has always been one of our key destinations, and we can see that that's somewhere that people are looking to travel to into 2021 and even 2022. And then Caribbean, which is one of our newer destinations, but even pre-COVID was a growing destination for us, is definitely emerging as somewhere that we anticipate being really popular for us over the next few months as we start to recover and hopefully come out of the situation that we're in at the minute. So yeah, we're kind of focusing on the positives where we can, as I say, continuing to be as reactive as possible, and probably not getting too far ahead of ourselves in terms of planning, but just trying to make sure that we're on the ball with any changes that do come about.
Brilliant. And in terms of innovations, is there anything particular that stood out for you? Not necessarily just in the tourism industry, but anywhere really?
I think obviously it's been really interesting to see the sorts of ideas that people have come up with to keep relevant, to adapt their businesses, to make sure that there are things that people can get on board with new climates. I mean, travel's obviously what I've been most immersed in, so it's probably where I have picked up on these things the most. I think something that stood out for me was the initiative that was announced last month from the Jamaican government in terms of their scheme which they're introducing called Jamaica Cares. Obviously, we all know that consumer confidence is going to be so key in our business and our industry coming back, and what they have introduced is a scheme whereby all visitors to Jamaica will pay a mandatory $40, I think it is, $40 fee when they complete their travel authorisation form, which they have to do pre-travel, and that kind of automatically qualifies them to be part of the Jamaica Cares scheme, which gives them coverage of up to, I think it's $100,000 not only for healthcare should anything happen when they're in Jamaica, but also for repatriation in the event of any natural disaster, including COVID. I think it's so interesting to think about how quickly and how seriously countries are looking into what they can do to make, to restore that confidence for consumers to go back to their destination. And it's going to be so important going forward that, for me, that's a really great idea and a really key thing for us all to be looking to do.
No, absolutely. And well, my final question is, so once the borders reopen, where would you jet off to?
Well, I've been in sunny Glasgow the last 8 months, so definitely somewhere outside of Scotland. We were supposed to be taking a trip to Malaysia this year, which obviously hasn't happened, so I think that's probably top of my list for when we are able to travel again. I love Southeast Asia and have never actually made it to Malaysia, so that's definitely somewhere that I'm really keen to visit and hopefully we'll be able to before too long.
Oh, brilliant. Well, fingers crossed, we all look forward to more corridors opening for travel. So, well, thank you so much for joining us today. It was great to chat, and everyone stay tuned for our next interviews. Thank you, Alison.
Thanks. Bye.